Have you ever looked up at the night sky and felt like the moon was watching over you, like an old, wise friend? Well, tonight, I want to tell you a story about a very special night, a night when our old friend, the moon, decided to wear a scarf. It wasn't a scarf made of wool or silk, of course. It was a scarf woven from the finest threads of starlight, mist, and a little bit of magic. This is the story of a lunar halo, but seen through the eyes of wonder. It all started on a crisp, clear winter evening. The air was so cold it felt like you could snap it in two. High above, the full moon shone like a polished silver coin, casting long, spooky shadows across the sleepy town below. Down on Earth, in a cozy little house with a crooked chimney, lived a young girl named Lily. Lily was a dreamer. While other kids were tucked into their beds, she would be at her window, her chin resting on her hands, having silent conversations with the moon. To her, the moon wasn't just a rock in space. It was a silent keeper of secrets, a beacon of hope in the vast darkness. That night, something extraordinary happened. As Lily watched, a faint, shimmering circle began to form around the moon. At first, it was barely there, like a ghostly breath on a cold window pane. But slowly, it grew brighter and more distinct, a perfect luminous ring encircling the moon. Lily gasped. It looked like the moon had wrapped a beautiful glowing scarf around itself to keep warm against the biting chill of the night. The scarf was pearly white, but if you looked very, very closely, you could see faint whispers of other colors dancing within it, like a rainbow that had fallen asleep. She tiptoed out of her room, her bare feet silent on the cold wooden floor. She had to show someone. She found her grandpa dozing in his favorite armchair by the fireplace, a book resting on his chest. Grandpa, wake up," she whispered, gently shaking his shoulder. "You have to see this. The moon is wearing a scarf." Her grandpa, a man with a twinkle in his eye and a story for every occasion, slowly opened his eyes. He smiled at Lily's excitement. "A scarf, you say? Well, let's go have a look at this fashionable moon of yours." He followed her to the window. And when he saw the glowing ring, his smile widened. "Ah, a moon halo," he said softly. "It's a beautiful one, isn't it?" "A halo?" Lily asked, tilting her head. "Like an angel?" "Exactly like that," he replied, pulling her into a warm hug. "Some people say it's the moon's way of showing us that even on the coldest nights there's still light and beauty to be found, but I like your version better. It does look like a scarf." He then explained to her what was really happening up there, in the vast, cold emptiness of the upper atmosphere. "You see, little stargazer," he began, his voice a low, comforting rumble. Way up in the sky, higher than the highest clouds, there are tiny, tiny ice crystals floating around. They're so small you could never see them, like a sprinkle of diamond dust scattered by the wind. These little ice crystals, he continued, are like tiny prisms or mirrors. When the moonlight shines through them, they bend the light, just like the glass in our window bends the sunlight to make rainbows on the wall in the morning. And when millions and millions of these ice crystals are all aligned just right, they bend the moonlight into that perfect circle you see. A 22-degree halo, to be precise. Lily listened, completely fascinated. So it wasn't magic, but science. But the science itself sounded like a kind of magic. Tiny, invisible ice crystals, working together to dress the moon in a circle of light. "So the scarf," Lily said slowly, "is made of moonlight and ice." "That's right," her grandpa confirmed. "A scarf of light and ice. And it's also an old piece of weather wisdom. Farmers used to say, 'Ring around the moon, rain or snow soon.' The halo often means that a warm front is approaching, bringing clouds and precipitation with it." They stood there for a long time, side by side, watching the moon in its celestial scarf. The world was quiet, wrapped in the deep blue of the night. Lily thought about the tiny ice crystals, each one a perfect six-sided snowflake, all dancing in the upper atmosphere. It made the sky feel less empty, more alive. The next morning, Lily woke up to a world transformed. A soft blanket of fresh snow covered everything, silencing the world and making it sparkle. Her grandpa's weather wisdom was right. The moon's scarf had been a promise of the snow to come. From that day on, Lily never looked at the moon the same way again. Every time she saw a halo, she would smile and whisper, "Hello, old friend. I see you're wearing your scarf tonight." It was a reminder that the world is full of hidden wonders, things that are both scientific and magical at the same time. It taught her that if you just take a moment to look up and pay attention, you'll find that nature is always telling stories. The wind whispers secrets through the leaves, the stars write poems across the night, and sometimes on a cold, clear night, the moon puts on a scarf, just to let you know that something beautiful is on its way. So the next time you find yourself under a clear night sky, look up. You might just be lucky enough to witness the day the moon wears its scarf. And when you do, remember the tiny ice crystals and the science behind the spectacle. But also, allow yourself a little bit of wonder. Think of it as a secret message from the universe, a halo of light just for you. Because sometimes, the most beautiful truths are found somewhere between science and a fairy tale. They are found in the quiet moments when we look up at the cosmos and feel a connection to something much bigger than ourselves. Thank you for joining me on this little journey tonight. I hope it inspires you to find the magic in the world around you. If you enjoyed this story, please consider giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel for more tales of wonder. Until next time, keep looking up.